Have you ever looked at a young child helping clean up their toys, saying thank you without being reminded, or proudly carrying their own little backpack and wondered, how did they become so responsible so early? Many parents assume responsibility starts in elementary school, but child development research tells us something different. The foundations of responsibility begin long before a child turns 5. In fact, some of the most important habits that shape responsible adults are already being built during the first few years of life. And the good news is, you can help your child develop those habits every single day. Let's explore what responsible children often learn before age 5. Researchers at the Harvard Center on the Developing Child explain that young children are rapidly developing executive function skills. These include working memory, self-control, planning, attention, and flexible thinking. Think of these skills as the brain's management system. They help children remember simple routines, solve small problems, and gradually take ownership of their actions. Developmental psychologist Jean Piaget observed that children learn best by actively participating in everyday experiences rather than simply being told what to do. Psychiatrist Daniel Siegel also emphasizes that children build self-regulation through repeated moments of calm guidance and supportive relationships. In other words, responsibility isn't something we lecture children into. It's something we coach them through, one small experience at a time. So what does that look like in everyday life? Imagine a 2-year-old who accidentally spills water on the floor. Instead of hearing, "Look what you did," they're gently handed a towel and invited to help clean it up. They're learning that mistakes can be repaired. Or picture a 3-year-old proudly carrying their own small backpack to preschool. It might take a little longer than if you carried it yourself, but they're learning independence. Now imagine a 4-year-old helping set the dinner table. Maybe the forks aren't perfectly straight. Maybe one napkin ends up upside down. Every parent smiles at moments like these. But those small jobs are teaching something much bigger than table setting. They're teaching contribution. Responsible children don't become responsible because they're perfect. They become responsible because they repeatedly experience that their actions matter. So how can you encourage these skills at home? First, give your child age-appropriate responsibilities. Even toddlers can place toys in a basket, carry a small item, or throw away a tissue. Small jobs build big confidence. Second, involve your child in fixing mistakes. If milk spills or blocks scatter across the floor, calmly invite them to help solve the problem. This teaches ownership instead of shame. Third, create simple, daily routines. Children thrive when they know what comes next. Predictable routines help responsibility become a habit instead of a battle. Fourth, praise effort and contribution. Instead of saying, "You're such a good helper," try saying, "You worked hard putting your toys away." This encourages children to value effort rather than seeking constant approval. And finally, model responsibility yourself. Let your child see you apologize when you're wrong, put things back where they belong, and calmly solve everyday problems. Children notice much more than we realize. Remember, responsibility grows slowly. It isn't measured by perfect behavior. It's measured by small moments repeated over months and years, every toy put away, every small chore completed, every mistake repaired, every opportunity to help. These tiny experiences are quietly shaping your child's character. So if your child still forgets, gets distracted, or needs reminders, don't worry. That's completely normal. Their brain is still developing. Your patient guidance today is building the responsible adult they'll become tomorrow. Of course, every child develops at their own pace, and if you have concerns about your child's development, attention, or ability to manage everyday tasks, it's always a good idea to speak with your pediatrician or a qualified child development professional. But for most children, responsibility isn't something they suddenly discover. It's something they practice every single day. I'd love to hear from you. What's one responsibility your child proudly does on their own? Share your story in the comments below. And if you enjoy learning the science behind raising confident, kind, and capable children, follow the Baby Mind Coach for more evidence-based parenting insights. Remember, the goal isn't to raise a perfect child before age 5. It's to raise a child who believes I can help, I can learn, and I can take responsibility for my actions.